My name is Chris Gacheroff. I am from Florida, and I came about your clinic by virtue of my first cousin, who also lives in Florida, as an alternative to surgery. Um, I initially had surgery on my left shoulder, which I was told would be a quick surgery. It wasn't. It ended up being 5 hours in reconstructive surgery, and it was just absolutely brutal. It took over a year to really heal. It still doesn't feel great. But I was told that my right shoulder would need the same surgery, and there was not a snowball's chance in Hades that I would ever. Um, I didn't want to ever go through that again, but I also wanted the use of my shoulder, and so my cousin encouraged me to come to the clinic and have that shoulder treated, the right shoulder.
Milchi, your cousin, was treated with us in the past, correct?
Yes, he was. He's a couple of times, and he swears by you. I mean, he's a lot older than me. He's an old man. I hope he's watching, but
Don't worry, we won't show this to him.
well, he had torn ligaments and tendons in his knee and was told he would not play soccer again. And I think he's 59 or 60, and he's playing in a league still to this day. And anytime he gets a little movement, he's going to head back down to Panama. So
yeah, that's amazing to see. He's had a great experience with us, and I'm glad that he referred you to us as well. Let's talk about your left shoulder. What were you going through? What kind of symptoms were you going through before you were treated with us?
Oh, so I was treated with you on my right shoulder. The left shoulder was
the right shoulder.
I did right. The left was surgery, and the right shoulder had the similar symptoms. It was torn rotator cuff, torn labrum. It was not doing well. I was told it would be a mess. It would be. Let me just contrast for a moment what's going through my mind. The left shoulder, I have 8 holes in my shoulder from where they did the surgery, and they're healed up now, but that's what they did. They had to put 8 separate insertion points to put anchors in and all this kind of stuff. So come to the right shoulder, I have the same symptoms, which is I couldn't lift at all any weight. It was very painful. If I rotated my shoulder back and tried to push off, I could feel the shoulder pain immediately from the tears. It was getting to the point where it's just uncomfortable, and I was going to have to make a choice. I either just live without working out, and for me, that's not an option. I like to lift. And so I, got word about Panama and Dr. Javier and the clinic, and I decided I was going to take that route and try it. Of course, my orthopedic surgeon didn't like that. He told me that it was witch doctor. Those were his words.
Snake oil.
Snake oil, witch doctor, that somehow I was going to be disappointed with the results. But I thought, well, he told me my surgery was going to be an easy one, and then apologized to me later that it was so extensive. So I figured I was willing to take a chance that the stem cells would provide a better alternative. And so I ended up going, and I'll talk about the surgery and that it was successful. But to tie this story up, when I came back about 3 months after the shot, I got another MRI, and the orthopedic surgeon was in disbelief. He could not believe that my shoulder had been healed. And in fact, he just kept shaking his head and said, "Oh, you must be one of the people that just can heal well." I said, "Well, I must not have been one of the people for the left shoulder."
Yeah. Was this the same doctor that operated on your left shoulder?
Yes, same doctor. Same doctor operated my left shoulder. The right shoulder, I'm sorry, you were right before. The right shoulder is where I had the procedure done with the clinic. And so, I told him, well, my left shoulder didn't heal. You even said that. I'm rubbing it now because it's a little sore. But the right shoulder is remarkable. And so...
How long ago was the surgery on your left shoulder?
September of 2023.
Okay.
So as I sit here today, I believe my procedure in Panama was November of 2025.
Okay. And when did you get that follow-up MRI?
Probably March, April timeframe. So maybe 5-6 months later.
Okay. So
there's still some residual. He can see the scarring, but there's no hole. It's closed. The rip is closed.
Okay. And let's go into your experience with us. As far as arriving to Panama, I'm guessing you've never been to Panama before. How was that? The accommodation, the clinic, What did that look like for you?
I can describe it in one word. I thought it was just exquisite, fantastic. Everything was top notch. I mean, Americans coming over from America to Panama, you're expecting that things will be um, less than what you see in the States. And to some extent, that's true. Things are different. But in terms of the accommodations and the clinic, I thought it was first class, better than most of the places you'll come to in the United States. Heads and shoulders above a traditional doctor's office, and it was very modern. I, but all of that is not as important to me. It may be important to some of your folks, but more important to me was the caring, the concern, the quality of treatment, and the fact that all of your people work together as a team. They're extremely busy, but they don't forget you. They get things done. And if something isn't quite right, they make it right. And so I was super impressed with that. And so just arriving from getting off the plane and getting to the hotel itself was just so easy. I couldn't have asked for an easier time of it. And by the way, the cost was comparable to what I would have had to pay out of pocket in the States. So I decided, why not go to Panama?
Yes, good thing you did. And what was the procedure that you did do with us while you were in Panama?
So I did two things. So first, I had a heart attack, a Widowmaker block, back in August of 25. And that was caused by testosterone usage, which increased my red. So anybody out there that's taking tests, you better make sure your doctor stays on top of it. Mine did not.
Yes.
But it increased my red blood cell count dramatically. And that led to an increase in blood pressure. And some, I also had a stressful job. But long and the short of it, I was told that I would have I would have some damage to my heart because of that event. I had a stent put in, and I asked that doc as well, the cardiologist, hey, I'm going to go get stem cells. And he said, oh, he said, it's not proven. You're not going to see clear studies on this. And I said, okay. And I decided to go anyway. At that point, because I was going to go for my shoulder. Well, why not the heart as well? So I did an IV drip for the heart. And I also did a shot in my shoulder in the specific place where the tear was. Both locations, the doc told me in March that my heart, I did a stress test, passed with flying colors. My heart rate went up to 170 beats per minute. They were trying to get it to 166. I stayed at 166, between 166 and 170 beats a minute for 4 minutes. And I felt very strong. And the results of the test they ran on my heart showed zero damage. My cardiologist was very excited about that. And to which I replied that, that I attributed it to the stem cells, because prior to that test, prior to me getting the stem cells, I was told I was going to have permanent damage and my heart efficiency was going to drop dramatically, probably by 5 or 10%. So I'm happy to say it's 100%. That's
Wow.
number one. And number two, the shoulder, because that, you don't know what's happening. You have an IV. There's stem cells. You don't feel anything working. It just works. It takes time, though, right? I mean, the stem cells take time. You got to give them the best possible foundation that you can do, which no drinking, no smoking. Make sure your diet is right. Give your body and the stem cells every opportunity to work the way they're supposed to. But the shoulder was a shot, and it was interesting because the day of the shot, Dr. Javier told me, he handed me a device. It's a sleeve that runs ice water through the sleeve. And I said, oh man, I feel great. I don't feel anything from the shot. And he said, don't worry, you will. I went, well, whatever. I don't think so. So the next day, he was absolutely right. I woke up like I had surgery. It hurt so bad. I was stunned. I couldn't believe it. And so it hurt like that for about 2 days where I needed that device, and I had painkillers to stay. I did what he told me to do. I took the painkillers to stay out of the pain. And then by day 3, I went home, still sore. I was uncomfortable. I couldn't use it. By week 2, I felt a little bit still uncomfortable. And then I had doubts creep in my mind by about week 3, because I could still feel my shoulder was sore. I was like, yeah, I guess that stuff didn't work. Maybe it was a hoax, right? How do I know? So I kind of got depressed about it and just said, I'll forget about it. I'll just keep on keeping on. I'll just figure. I'll just give my chance to heal. I'll try to get back to working out. So by week 4, I just started to do some light workouts. I still felt the shoulder, so I stayed away from movements that might hurt it. But I still tried to work out. And I completely forgot about the shot. I completely forgot about the shoulder. By week 7 or 8, I'm starting to lift again. And all of a sudden, it dawns on me by week 8. Oh my gosh, I can lift. And all of a sudden, I'm not, believe me, I'm not going full steam. I'm not trying to lift heavy. I'm just trying to do some moderate working out, trying to get to see if I can build. But I'm absolutely not. I'm staying away from heavy weight, but I'm actually able to put up, 10 or 15 pounds, which I couldn't do before. Now I could put up 70 pounds with that shoulder. I couldn't do that before.
Wow. By week 8,
Um,
you were back at the gym at full throttle?
no, I would say full throttle. I'm just guessing. I'm going to say, to be safe, probably by month 3.
By month 3?
Definitely. No. I take that back. So I had it done November 27th time frame, Thanksgiving. I would say December out. January I started to lift heavy. So maybe even less than. I'm going to say 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah. Okay, so about 2 months post-treatment.
Yeah, 2 months post treatment. And am I careful with the shoulder now? Yeah, I'm careful with it. I don't want to hurt it, but
Did
you
you
got to
have
be
pain
careful with it.
when you were sleeping, but before the treatment? Did you have pain all day, or was it just when you were doing some sort of strenuous activity?
I would say when I moved the shoulder, when it gets to be that bad, if you start moving it around or you raise your arm to grab something, you can feel it. I have a high pain tolerance, but I couldn't sleep on my side. I'll put it to you that way. If I slept on my right side, it got uncomfortable.
And what's that like now?
I don't even. I sleep on my side. I sleep in my. It doesn't matter how I sleep. I don't feel it.
Okay.
It's
So
look. I'm telling you right now.
the pain.
Say again.
It's completely alleviated the pain and the symptoms.
100%. 100%. Perfecto.
Perfecto. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
That's what
super
we-
happy with what they did.
Amazing.
I mean, I want to come back just yearly, just in case. You know what I mean?
We do. A lot of our patients come
Yeah.
annually or biannually, just as a preventative measure. Maybe we're not doing localized targeted treatments for joints because
Yeah.
in your case, we've already covered your shoulder, but an IV infusion
Sure.
as a maintenance treatment. Yes.
Yep.
So, okay. So following your treatment, what about your discharge in Panama? Did you do sessions in the hyperbaric oxygen tank as well?
I did 2 sessions. Yes.
You did 2 sessions. Okay. And red light therapy?
I didn't do that.
You didn't do that?
I don't know why. It was offered to me for whatever reason. I was an idiot. I didn't do it.
Okay, well, we've reached our goal, so we covered all bases, I guess. As far as the goal to be accomplished with your shoulder and your heart, which I didn't know until now.
Yes.
You saying this to us, which is, I'd love to hear that. Yeah. And you did blood work recently that showed a stress test that showed that you're 100%.
Oh yeah, the stress test is not blood work, but the stress test. You had to get on a treadmill and they hook you up to all these wires, and I passed with flying colors.
Amazing. Okay, so we're so happy to hear that. And what would you say to someone that's kind of on the fence regarding moving forward with a treatment with us, coming to Panama, doing a stem cell therapy treatment in general?
Yeah, I don't know why you'd be on the fence. First of all, if you're on the fence because of money, make it happen, because you can't buy it. I would tell you this: I would mortgage my house to undo the left shoulder surgery, go to Panama, get that fixed the way it should have been fixed. Because once your health is compromised, it's a horrible feeling. But to be on the fence, what have you got to lose? If it doesn't work, you've tried every possible opportunity. But from after my stem cell injection to my shoulder and the IV drip, I researched it thoroughly, even more than I had before. And I research things before I do things, and I researched it pretty thoroughly, and I was pretty satisfied that, the chances of success were much more than just 51% and a feather. That the chances of success were in excess of 75%. Now, don't get me wrong, stem cells don't cure everything. You know that. Dr. Javier would tell you that. In fact,
Yeah.
Dr. Javier will tell you, and the other doctors there, if they think they can help you, they're going to tell you. If they can't, they'll tell you that as well. And
Correct.
so, for me, somebody that's sitting on the fence, do your homework on stem cells. You can do stem cells in the States, but it's not going to be as potent, as what you're going to get in Panama. And plus, why not go to another country? And there's no reason not to. I think Dr. Javier even trained in Miami in some of his work. But
Yeah.
there's just no reason not to go and do this, because the integrity of your body remains intact. Surgery, when they cut you with a knife or they poke a hole in you and they tamper with your natural bodily structure, you lose something. And if you've ever had surgery, you lose something. You're never quite the same. After
It's
this,
invasive.
it's invasive, and you're just never the same. Yeah. Now, this isn't invasive. This is nothing. I mean, my shoulder's perfect. It's
And that
crazy.
was just the
I still
result of
can't
an
believe it. Oh, Jeff, that was just the injection. I mean, I don't feel the heart any different. That's a different story. But the tests prove it. I mean, the tests show it. So, from my purposes, there's somebody sitting on the fence. Is depending what your condition is. Listen to Dr. Javier. He wants to. If he can help you, he tells you. If he can't, and he'll tell you. If they think they can help you, they'll tell you. If they can't, they tell you, and they don't charge you for it. They don't. They're not here to take money. They're here to heal people and treat them. So.
Awesome.
That was my experience.
I'm happy to hear
Loved it.
that.
And by the way, my son is coming to the clinic May 25th. He's a baseball player in college, and he's got rotator cuff injuries and a torn labrum, and he's going to be treated there as well. So.
Wow. Okay. We'll make sure we take
Repeat customer.
Yes. Okay. A lot of our business comes from referrals, just like you did.
Yeah, and I refer you guys out to tons of people. So.
Thank you. We appreciate that. So thank you so much, Chris, for sharing this. It means a lot. A lot of patients really love hearing from another patient that's been through the journey themselves. So yeah, thank you for doing this, and hopefully we see you in the future. Not for any bad negative reasons, but just come back to Panama. Yeah.
Exactly. So.
Okay.
Yep, for sure.
All right. Thank you for doing this once again, Chris, and have a great day. We'll be in touch soon.